code on this. All right, welcome everyone to the third class for cohort 2. I hope you've had an amazing day and I hope you've used all the design tools and principles and elements that I taught in the previous classes to the best of your ability and knowledge. All right. So let's get right into it. I have some things that we have to go through as promised. Carousel and logo design, right? So let me do that right away. Like I said, every single thing you want to design, try not to reinvent the wheel. Somebody has done it before. Learn from them, make improvements, and don't kill yourself. Okay. So let me do logo first. Or before I do logo, let me finish with color because I was supposed to finish with color in the most previous class. Okay. So I'm going to, where's my slide? So sorry. Okay. Where's my background music? No, I just miss it. All right, so I'll continue with my slide. Okay. So we were discussing color. So I'm going to go through color because color is going to be useful for all the things that I'll be teaching today. I hope my background music is not too loud.
No.
Cool, thanks. All right, so I'm going to continue with color. Now, basic rule of thumb when you're using color. For your designs, try not to use more than 2 to 3 colors at once. Except, of course, what you're designing is trying to be over colorful on purpose. Okay. Same thing with fonts. Try not to use too many fonts, 2 to 3 max, right? It's going to help your design have some more sanity. Except, of course, your design is just trying to show that there are so many different fonts in the world. Okay. And maybe in some other very special cases. Yeah. So those are the exceptions. Apart from that, for colors, because you also want to have good contrast with colors, you want to use bright on dark colors when they have to overlay or when they have to be on top of each other, and dark on bright colors. Okay, that's because we're obeying the rule of contrast. All right, so imagine that I was going to do basic principles of design and I changed the color to something like this, right? You can see it, but then it's not as clear as it should be. Okay, so having something bright on something dark is best, and having something dark on something bright is good for color usage. All right, so let me go right into color. I wonder why my internet is doing like this. Please, can I use your data? All right. Apart from that, let me explain the 3 types of colors. Basically, they're primary colors, secondary colors, and tertiary colors. Okay. And it's not difficult to comprehend. I'll explain everything to you when the slide comes up. But how it works is their primary colors, blue, yellow, and red. Yeah. Those have no origin. They are just primary because they are primary. There's no explanation as to why they are primary. Well, there is, but I don't know it. Okay. Now, secondary colors are different. Secondary colors have an explanation. The secondary color is a mixture of 2 primary colors. So the secondary colors are green, which is blue and yellow, purple stroke, what's the second name for purple? Violet is blue and red, then blue and red, then Let me just open my slide.
Orange.
Yeah, orange,
Red
red,
and
and yellow.
yellow.
Exactly. Yeah. So those are the three secondary
Hmm?
colors. Then tertiary colors are a mixture of both w- mixture of primary and secondary color. Yeah. Okay. So let me show you how it works. Like I said, primary are red, yellow, and blue. Yeah. Tertiary is when you mix yellow and red, you get orange. When you mix yellow and blue, you get green. When you mix blue and red, you get purple. Yeah. Now, secondary colors are in between a primary and a secondary color. All right. So this is a mixture of red and orange. So we have reddish orange, that type of thing. So those are tertiary colors. Basically, you can see how they work around here. Now, complementary colors are colors that are directly opposite each other on the color wheel. Many times they usually work together. Okay. Like imagine when you see green and red, for example, you obviously think of Christmas. Um, Analogous colors are colors that lay side by side on the color wheel. So analogous colors will usually be a mixture of one primary color, one secondary color, and two tertiary colors. Okay, so it's always going to have a really nice blend. So analogous colors are usually very, very nice to use many times. Um, because many times it's usually like a tinting with a primary, yeah, tinting the color with a primary color. Tinting is like making bright, then shading is like making dark. So if you shade a color, you're adding a dark
When you
tone
find
to it.
out it will be so useful.
Come again. Hello? Promise, I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I was saying who knew finance was going to be so useful.
Oh yeah, they taught you guys in fine art and you weren't listening. No, imagine you had to pay for
Yes.
this. Right. So I'll share the slides with you so you can have a copy of it. Um, Now monochromatic colors are basically, you know how in analogous colors you are tinting with another color, but in a monochrome scene you are tinting with black or white. So for example, if you look at this now, you can see black here. Black going down to white is you are tinting it, but white going up to black is you are shading it. All right. So the color that is being added here is black. All right. And the color that has been added here from here down to here is white. Okay. So this is a white monochrome. You can have a monochrome for any color at all. You can have a red monochrome, green monochrome, blue monochrome, depending on how you want to do it. Right. So let me show you how to use monochrome in a design basically. Time. All right, while that is loading, let me explain complementary colors. I showed that already. They are opposite each other. Now, split complementary is when you use one tertiary color and two secondary colors, right? One tertiary color, one secondary color and two tertiary colors, right? Now, I don't want you to get hung up on all of these technicalities because it can confuse you, but I just want you to have a basic understanding of it. You might forget the technicalities. All right. I mean, this is a reference material, so you don't have to cram it. You can always go back to it, you can look through it. Right. Double complementary are two opposite colors beside each other, opposing each other again on the other side of the color rule. So analogous colors, like I explained already, triad are the three primary colors. Okay. So let me create a new design, Instagram post while it loads. I'm going to go to two angles of colors. There are cool stroke passive colors and warm stroke active colors. So many times in your design, you want to have a mix of both, a mix of cool passive colors and warm active colors. So it's good to have that contrast many times. So you can see that many of these colors are very bright and these colors are kind of dull stroke dark. So in your designs, you want to have bright contrasting with dark warm contrasting with cool, active contrasting with passive. Okay. Yeah. So blah 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 blah. And that's the end of my slide. Okay. That's basic understanding of colors. I hope you understood something. We don't have a lot of time, so I won't be able to go too deep down. Let me work on something to give you a good idea of how the monochrome works, right? Okay. I don't think we have enough time to do that, but I'm sure you get the idea. Let me know if you get the idea, or if you think I need to explain it.
I get it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wanted to ask,
All
please.
right.
Please, can you
You said you,
explain?
Okay. I'll explain it again. You wanted to ask?
yeah, you said you can use monochrome for any color, but you said it needs to be tinted with white or black. So I'm
Yes.
thinking if I want to do a green monochrome,
Yes.
I'm
Black.
tinting white
Yeah.
and shading black
Yes. So let
still.
me show you how that works.
Oh,
Yes. Let me show you how that
okay,
works.
thank you.
Imagine that I have an element like a circle, right? Duplicate the circle, make it smaller, duplicate again, make it smaller. So right now we have three circles, but you can't see them because. So let's say this is the first color I want to use, and I want to tint it, right? There's another color here. There's another circle here. So obviously I'm going to copy the exact same color, come to my this place here and bring it downwards. So I'm adding black to it as it's going down like this. Can you see? But if I want to be adding white to it,
Yes.
I'll just keep going left. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get?
So green poster color.
Exactly. It feels like playing with poster color. So as I'm adding, I'm tinting it even more, and then it's going down to black. So that's how a tint works. So typically you have something like this, maybe not that dark, and then the last one. Imagine you're going to do only three colors. Then the last one will have something like this. So monochromes are usually very safe. You hardly ever go wrong using a monochrome design. Very, very hardly ever go wrong. Right. So if you're feeling scared, try monochrome. All right, are we good with that?
Yes, thank
All
you.
right, thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you.
Nice.
Yes, we are.
So so next we want to go to logo design very, very quickly. Because of the amount of time we have, I can't go in depth into logo design, but I just want to give you a brief idea of how it works, what you need to know at the back of your mind, and how to do one basically. Okay. Like I'm saying again, because of how much time we have, this is going to be so basic, right? Number one,
Okay.
your logo is basically a visual representation of a brand. Yeah. So it means that if my logo is, if my brand is a happy brand, now, this is a mistake that many people make many times. They want their logo to show what they do. Your logo doesn't need to show what you do. Think about Apple's logo, it doesn't show computers. Think about Tesla's logo, it doesn't show car. Think about Pepsi's logo, it doesn't show drinks. Think about um, Coca-Cola's logo, it doesn't show drinks. What other logo is here? Nike's logo, it doesn't show sports or football. Adidas logo doesn't show anything related to that, right? Why do they have their logos the way they do? They have those logos because they are trying to convey the message of the brand and not the message of their service. So if you're trying to create a logo and you want to make it, maybe now sometimes as a small business, you might want to add something that is descriptive of your logo because you're trying to get word out, but it's not necessarily, doesn't have to be like that. It's not a taboo if you do it, but it doesn't always have to be like that. Okay. Um, my rule of thumb for you is try not to make it too descriptive. Instead, like if you have a delivery logo, you don't have to put a bike on it. Do you get? See FedEx. FedEx doesn't have a bike. UPS doesn't have a car. DHL doesn't have a plane, right? I mean, those are big businesses, and I don't want you to think small like all these keke guys I see on the road that have delivery services, and their logo is obviously a delivery bike guy, right? Now, it's based on the principle that your logo is a visual representation of your brand. So, if your brand is a happy brand, you're going to use happy colors. If your brand is a conservative brand, you're going to use conservative colors. If your brand is a you get so it's the character of the brand that you are trying to portray through the logo, not necessarily the service of the brand. Yeah, that's one of the most important things you can learn. So it means that your logo can actually just be a name and you'll be fine, right? I mean, look at what logo can I use as just a name? There are so many. No, they have a
Samsung.
they have an icon. Samsung. Well, Samsung has
Samsung.
an
No
emblem
founder.
too. I'm
Coca-Cola.
thinking of Coca-Cola is just a word mark, right? So there are many of that. Yeah. Now, or like Gap. Think of Gap. It's just GAP. Yeah. So your logo can be that simple and it can be extra complex depending on the message that you're trying to pass across. All right. Now, if you want to design a logo very briefly or basically for a small business or a big business or whatever it is that you want to do, number one, your logo must be very, very clear in communicating what it should, which is the name of the brand many times. Okay. So for example, I mean I run a business flavor.co and the logo is basically flavor.co. My reason is because I want the name to stick. Yeah. So instead of drawing something fancy that's going to accommodate, that's going to be like you know what? It's almost 9:30. There are different types of logos. There are word mark logos. Word marks are like all those ones that just have like the word basically. They're emblem logos. Emblems usually have all this fanciful stuff, like all these football clubs that have coat of arms, all those kind of things. These are emblems. There are many different types. There are some that are icon based, like Apple. Apple is just the icon, and you can see that that's the logo. Yeah. But down to just designing a logo very quickly, right? When you go to home, all you need to do is click that you want to create a logo. When you get to the part where it says create a design, you know that you want to create a logo. So just go to logo. All right. So just do logo. And Canva is so intuitive. When you click on logo, or you can just click on logo here, and it's going to take you to where all the logo templates are. Now, just like design, like when you're designing a banner, you can actually edit a template and make it yours. Same thing with logo design in this context. Okay. Now, in the real world where people actually pay a lot for designs, like logo designs, many times they pay that much because of the amount of research that goes into the choices that they make. Some other times it's also the rep of the designer. So there are many factors that make many times people design logos and they spend millions of dollars on designing a logo. All right. So you can design it on Canva as well. I mean, eventually you need the file, right? So more work goes into deciding what elements to use in the logo than the actual drawing the logo on the software. All right. So, but let's just assume that we're doing a logo for a brand that we don't necessarily have to think too hard about, or you've already thought really hard about it and you know exactly the kind of thing that you want. Yeah. Let's design a logo for a first person to tell me what kind of business.
Perfume business.
Perfume business. All right. Thank you. Perfume business. Now, depending on, I was supposed to teach you on fonts as well. Before we do that, before we do logo, let me show you on fonts, right? There's a document I'm going to share with you. Now, I'm showing you how I learned about fonts. That's why I'm Googling it, because there are things you see online. So that if you want to learn more, you know where to find it. Okay. When you go online, you see font types, right? You're going to see many things. You need to be sharp to know exactly what you're looking for that will educate you, right? So let me use a different word. Fonts characters. Nope. Fonts. No. So typography. Not typography. Font. There's a word. Font styles. Okay, so I have the image. Let me not bother. Sorry. Let me find the file. Instead of going online. Can you hear me? Wait, what are you saying?
I was saying that, are you trying to write calligraphy?
No, not trying to like calligraphy. Font
Oh,
traits. Yeah, font traits and their attributes, basically. So let me go back to sharing my screen. I found what I was looking for. So font style, font traits is the word. Aha. Font traits and attributes. Okay, so let's just do font traits alone. I have the image, but I actually want to. I want you to see it online, right? So this is basically font personalities by category. Now you can see different types of fonts. So when I'm designing and I say I need a serif font, I need a sans font, I need a script font, I need a decorative font, you have a good idea of what I'm referring to with this image. I'll share this image on or just share the link with you so you can learn more about it if you want to, right? So serif fonts are quite classic and traditional and trustworthy. Sans serif fonts are modern, minimal, and clean. Many startups use logos like this. Serif fonts, many old type of brands use it. Not just old, vintage, right? Slab serif are bold, quirky, and confident. So they are usually very thick. So they usually convey stability, confidence. Script fonts are just elegant and unique. You have all these curvy things. Handwritten fonts are informal and artistic. Decorative fonts are stylized, distinctive, and dramatic. Right. So I'm going to share this link with you on the WhatsApp group so that you can check them out. Right. Now, the other image that I wanted to share with you, I'm also going to share it on the group, but it might just be here on Google. Anyways, so we don't use up a lot of time. When I'm trying to design the logo for my brand, I have a good idea of what the brand is. So a perfume business can want to be classic, traditional, and trustworthy. A cake business can also want to be modern, minimal, and clean. For example, if I want to start a cake business that's catering to maybe all these startups and young people, I want my logo to have a sans serif font. If I want to cater to rich old people who just have money and they just always want to feel rich, I'll use the serif font, right? If I want to have a vibe of I'm just very down to earth and we're very fun, I'll use a handwritten font. So depending on the type of vibe that we want to portray, right? So what type of vibe do we want to portray with this brand? First to answer.
Rich people that just want to spend money.
All right.
I get all this.
All right. So let's call the brand. Please give me a name. Name of the
RF
brand.
perfumes.
Decadence.
R what? That was first thing I heard.
RF perfume. I don't know.
RS.
F
Yeah?
F F.
Oh, RF.
Yes.
RF perfumes. Yeah?
Yes.
All right. RF perfumes. So now another thing, because logo design is a little complex. I'll show you what I was talking about when I was talking about different types of logos, right? So you also want to determine what type of logo you want to make. Okay, I'm going to show you 7 of them. So this is an abstract mark, kind of like obviously Pepsi, right? Abstract marks are they don't look like anything you can relate to, right? But it's just weird, and that's what it is. That's the logo, right? We can't relate this to anything, maybe a ball, but not really, because it has this really weird shape. Now, a mascot logo usually have a face or an animal or a plant or an illustration of something that we can refer to, basically. So obviously a mascot logo of KFC is an animation of the KFC guy. I don't know what his name is. Now, a combination mark is a mixture of text and an abstract mark or any shape at all, right? So you have stuff like Burger King, you have stuff like I'll show you some others down below. Now, an emblem logo, like I said earlier, is stuff like all these things that have mascots, no mascots, sorry, that have like coat of arms, that have shields and stuff like that. Now, a letter mark is initials. So NASA is an initial for something, right? NASA is not a word. NASA is an initial for something. So that's a letter mark. They use all the first letters of the word to form the name of the logo. A pictorial mark is like an abstract mark, except that you can see what it is. So obviously we know this is an apple. Imagine this was an orange or a pear. We'll still be able to tell that this is what it is, even though it's kind of abstracted, but we know what it is. It has a reference point for us. Right now, a word mark is like a letter mark, except that it's a word, like Google. Right. So let me show you see other examples of a letter mark: HBO, IBM, NASA. Yeah. Word marks like Visa, Coca-Cola, Google. Yeah. Um, you can read this article to figure out what to use at what time, right? Um, Pictorial marks are like Twitter, the bird, Target. You obviously this looks like a Target. Apple. Abstract marks like this doesn't mean anything. This is doesn't mean anything. This doesn't mean anything. But they've been identified with the brands. Yeah. Mascots. You can see. You can see. You can see. All right. So, what type of logo are we going to use? Who's answering?
Letter mark.
Letter mark. All right. Thank
Leaf.
you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we're using a letter mark. So obviously RF, then perfumes, right? Now, there are many ways you can do this, right? Imagine I did something like RF perfumes. What I'm doing is Command Shift or Control Shift lesser than, right? Now, if we wanted to be as basic as we want, right? This is RF perfumes, and it actually looks like RF perfumes. You can see that is RF perfumes without a shadow of a doubt. But what this doesn't have is it doesn't have a defining character. It just feels like words on a sentence. Yeah. So what you can do is what's the logo we're doing here, Boom? You don't mention it. I can't remember what you said. I'm so sorry. It skipped my mind already. Word mark, yeah?
Letter mark.
Letter mark. Letter mark. All right.
Yes.
So we have RF. RF is obviously a letter mark actually because it's an initial for something. Yeah. So
Yes.
now what we need to do is work with this font, make it interesting, then have perfumes under. Yeah. Now, what type of font are we going to use for perfumes? Obviously, depending on the audience, but obviously we're trying to reach rich people. Yeah. So we're going to use a serif font. And you reach serif font. Yeah. So DM serif display would work. But let me see if we can find any other one that has a little more interesting character. Cage black, KG black. Okay, this is nice. But it just feels too thick. I want to see if I can find something else. Something that has an interesting R. Because R is aha. I like the interestingness of this R. So I think we'll stick with that. Let me not overdo it because we don't have a lot of time.
That's a feel of Rolls Royce.
Aha, so you can feel the richness already. Nice. So we can
Can
just
we
stick with
do
this.
something where like R is bigger than F is like smaller? I don't know.
Yeah, so we can do that, but then it will look like RF are not together. It will look like we are saying R raised to power F or F raised to power R. So that might be confusing for people. Do you get? So there are many ways you can do this. You can actually have RF just like this. Perfumes. Now we want perfumes to have a we want to create a good contrast. So instead of keeping perfumes as
Yeah.
thick as it is, we want to make use of a light font, right? We can still use a serif font because we want it to look very, very premium, but we're going to keep it all caps and we're going to use a light version, right? Aha, Cinzel has that really nice R I was looking for. This Cinzel, I'll show you what the R looks like, right? But we don't have to use it. I think we stuck with this, so we'll keep.
This is nice.
Yeah,
It's
this looks
simple and
nice
clear.
actually. Yeah, but I want us to use a less dramatic um perfume font, right? Okay, so let me see what this looks like. This would actually work if we keep it in caps, all caps, right? Because we just want it to look premium. Increase the letter spacing because that's what rich people like. I don't know why. There's a psychology behind it, child. You can read up on it. This is not the class to discuss that. All right. It's true. I think they like space. If you go to their houses are always very, in their bedrooms, you just see so much space. You're like, what are you doing with all this space? So
Valid
maybe,
point.
yeah. So we
Keep
have a
all
good
the
reference
money.
point. All right. So now there are well, there are many ways, right? We can do it such that RF and perfumes are center aligned, well, not center, justified in the sense that perfumes is flushing directly with RF on both edges, right? And this can actually work, right, as our logo. Another thing you can also do to make it a little more interesting is make your R, oh, duplicate, sorry. Oh, okay, so I wanted to flip this R, but I don't think I can flip it on, no, I can't, sadly. Okay, so I wanted to do something like invert the R to face the left side and then F to face the right side. So it just feels like RF. But I don't think I can do that on Canva, except I convert it to, aha, I can. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to,
Write an image.
yeah, I'm going to convert it to an image. So I'll just duplicate this page, right? Delete perfumes, delete this, make this as big as possible so that the resolution is very high. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this image. Stop blocking me. I'll download this image as a PNG file, obviously. Maybe make it really sharp. So I'll make it 1000 pixels, page 2. All right. I'll download, click download. Right. Now I'm going to do the F as well and do the exact same thing. Continue editing. Page 2. I'm doing this because already I've done the R. I mean, we don't have to do the F, but I just want them to look the exact same way, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to import. I mean, this can actually work, to be honest. This can work. Let's try something else where we import the F and the R separately. This is okay, so we have R and then we have F. Oh my, I forgot to download it without the background. So I'm so sorry about that. I'll just duplicate this, delete this. Make this as big as possible. Download page 2. You know what? Instead of doing it one by one, I'll duplicate this page, make this F, download both pages, page 2 and page 3, because that's where you have an R and F. And then in my settings, I'll put transparent background. I'll make it 1000 so it can be very sharp. So I'm downloading both of them now. Let me delete this page because it's unnecessary. Continue editing. Yeah. So I'm going to delete this page, duplicate this, delete this. Okay. All right. So we have R and F. I'm going to import them into my canvas. Then I'm going to flip this. Okay. There's a flip button. Flip horizontally. Aha. So it works for only images, right? So you can do this. Right. Well, the R doesn't look very conspicuous now. It now looks very different. So I don't think it will work. Except I do this. It still won't work. But it was a good idea. Anyways.
It's like a P that
Yeah, it was a good idea, but I think I prefer
Yeah.
the R.
Yeah.
More.
It's not flying. So well, it happen. Right. So sometimes try something doesn't work out. Continue with another version.
yeah, I think
So
that process actually opens up the mind in a way.
exactly.
Others are
So it
just
gives
trying
you an idea
something.
of how you can actually play around with things that you can do, right? So you can try this where I want to retain this size, right? Sorry, not retain this size. I want to increase the line width, not effects. Sorry. I want to make it still larger, yeah? And then keep RF right in the middle. And then group it centralize. Okay. So like there are two different things actually. Yeah. I prefer this because it just has a richer vibe. Now there's a thin line between overdoing this spacing thing because at some point you can now overspace it and you're like, what is actually happening here? So use your design eyes to judge if it's getting too much or if it's fine. Okay. Yeah, so this is something. Now I'm going to try this RF, still maintaining the rich vibes, but with a different set of elements. Okay. So I'm going to come to my elements. Maybe change the font of this to something else. Let me try. Quincy is too dramatic. All right, I like this one. The space, it looks very faint. Yeah, but it's still the character is too dramatic. I need something that doesn't have a lot of drama. Oh, now this is too basic. All right, so we are running out of time, so I might as well move on from here. I'm just going to stick to
I
this
think
woodland.
Caesar was fine.
Yeah, since that was actually fine. I'm just trying to create as many options as possible. I mean, typically when you're designing, you would not want to stick with your first option. You want to explore, look around, see how well it fits with the idea that you have in mind. I mean, you might do something nice. You never know, the one you do next might be nicer than what you did before. So try as many options as possible and relax on the most interesting thing you end up with. So let's try to add I don't know how to pronounce this thing, but it spells REATH.
A wreath.
Wreath. Okay. Actually,
Wreath.
wreath. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So a wreath is like those circular things that look like those things that flower girls used to hold during weddings now. Yeah.
Olympics, yeah.
Aha, I think they put on people doing Olympics too.
Or the ones they put on gravestones.
Yeah, exactly. Internet. Oh yeah. The last thing we need to do is carousel. So once I'm done with this RF perfumes, we're going to move to carousel, and then we'll go into editing, making. I'll be making comments on all the designs that have been sent to me. If you haven't sent your design, please send it in so that I can go over it when we are done with this class. When we are done with carousel design, I put my email in the what's in on WhatsApp, dr@developtime.com. Send your link to edit, not to view. Okay. So I'm waiting for my rates to load. I wonder why this is taking so long. Oh my. This is really taking too long. Okay, so yeah, this is what a rate looks like, right? And we don't have to use it. I'm just showing you that it's possible to have something like this. Now, the next thing we want to end up choosing is what color are we going to use? Okay, so maybe for something like this, you don't have to use it all around. You can keep it within RF. Yeah. So let me bring this, bring perfume down. I mean, you might want to find a more befitting wreath, but because of time, I really want to move on from this. Send backwards so that I can move this around properly. Okay. Now, when it comes to color, you want to know what color is suitable. There's something called color psychology. Okay. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So different brands and why they use different colors. Okay. So I'm going to show you this slide, and you let me know what color our brand should be. So red is ambitious, energetic, confident, and bold. Pink is sensitive, intuitive, love, care, respect. Purple, fantasy, creativity, distinguished, modesty, deep. Black is strength, power, professional accuracy. Orange is freedom, social warmth, motivation, impulse. Blue is ambition, perspective, aware, open, and many times stable. Yellow is optimism, energetic, fun, logical, attentive. Gray is balanced, neutral, timeless, practical, and solid. Green is growth, nature, equilibrium, positivity, and stable. Navy is responsible, integrity, trust, peace, and order. Yeah. So, which of these colors should represent this perfume for wealthy people brand?
Black.
Black.
No.
Navy. I think Navy.
Oh my god.
I think Navy.
Okay, so we have many possible options.
Black
We
or
can actually use,
navy.
right? Okay, yeah, we can actually use black. We can use navy. But some colors are obviously a no-no. The yellow is most likely a no-no. The orange is most likely a no-no. The pink is most likely a no-no. The red is also most likely a no-no because I mean you think of rich people as cool guys and not necessarily over ginger, overzealous,
Red guy.
right?
Blue is fine.
Purple can work because purple has some royalty vibes. Black can also work because black is
It's
just
gray.
deep. Blue can also work. But many times blue has like technology vibes. So, but it will still work. Navy blue also has that effect and it can work. Green is almost obviously no because it just has growth and plant and all these kind of thing vibes. Another color that can work is gold, right? Because gold is rich vibes as well.
Yeah, I
So
like gold.
yeah, so we're just going to stick with black for the course of this course. Maybe make our wreath gray so that RF is distinct. Okay, and I wish you could make this lighter so that it's not this thick, but it would still work. Okay. Now, feel free to be able to move elements around. You can actually create your own shape. Yeah. So it means you can see something like this. Let me delete this and duplicate this, for example. Oh, my time is really racing. Let me duplicate this. Imagine you wanted to use this. You can actually just rotate it. Yeah. Reduce the size. And then duplicate it and flip it horizontally. Then, sorry. Yeah. And then you have this. Yeah. So you can actually move things around to create
Oh,
new.
we can use that gold one that is
This one.
like tied together. Yes.
Yeah, but it's too, because we're using a, now we've shifted from using letter mark because of all these extra elements that we're adding. I'm just trying to show you what's possible. Yeah. So ideally,
Oh,
we've done
okay.
our letter mark and we have our logo, right? And somebody will pay you for this design because now another thing, many times when you're designing for people, they want an extra dramatic logo, right? You need to be able to convince them that the logo is not the brand, right? The logo is a visual representation of the brand in its tiniest and minutest form. So it means that your brand, for example, see Nike designs now. Nike designs are not necessarily always with the swoosh. They have many design elements on their designs, but the swoosh is just a symbol of their products value and stuff. Yeah. So help your client to understand that you can still play around with colors even though your logo is black, right? So I mean, so this is just something that you can do, right? So I'm just going to centralize this. Okay. So obviously it means that if I want to create a character with this, I can actually just drag this around, right? Duplicate this, rotate it.
I'm so sorry, but this is just giving me I am divine and you are the branches vibes.
Glory. Please feel free to use this for your divine and branches design. Right. So you can actually play around with as much as you want, but I believe I've covered logo design on a basic level. So feel free to explore and do as much as you can. Yeah. Now I will take questions regarding logo design before we go into reviewing all the work that was submitted. Any questions? Sorry, I'm trying to charge my. Okay, questions now.
I wanted to ask how you rotated because I tried rotating or I used Canva on my phone. I don't know if that's why I couldn't rotate any of the elements that I was making it up.
Interesting. You should be able to rotate on Canva. Okay, so I actually don't know. Well, I've rotated on the app. Okay, you know what? I will, because I can't do that right now. I will show you. I'll try and make a video and put
You
you
can
on the
rotate.
Instagram, please. Yeah, you
Well,
can.
you can rotate on the phone app.
There's usually the rotate
The
icon
icon is going to
around
show, so you
the
just move it.
image.
Yeah.
Yes, around the image.
Okay. Any other question concerning logo design before we go into reviewing all the work that was submitted? No question.
Please, I have a
Okay.
question.
All right, please shoot.
I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, so please, how do we save? Because I did a logo a while back, but then when I saved it, it kind of lost its quality. So how do you save it in like high, um, with a high quality, so to say? Like the logo was looking quite blurred out. Like when I saved it, I used Canva on my phone though.
Oh, I see. Okay, it's one of two things. Either the resolution with which you downloaded it wasn't high enough. Wait, did anybody send me any email? I'm not seeing anything in my email. Sorry, before I answer your question.
Yes, I sent.
I sent
Okay.
one.
Okay. Okay. I can see. Okay, let me not mention your name because you might be shy for me to say, oh, this is your design. So,
Yes, please.
uh,
Thank you.
yeah, casting yourself. Okay, I can see them now. Okay, so I'm opening them. Now, the question you asked, I'm so sorry, I skipped my mind. Please remind me the question again.
Okay, I said, how do we save logo designs in like high resolution
Okay.
after creating
Um,
them?
there's a level of resolution that there's a limit to the resolution that you can download with the basic. So for example, I'm going to show you how I download, and then you will see to know if it's a situation of you're not downloading it properly, or it's just something that is not available um on the
The normal one.
on the normal one. Yeah.
Yeah, to commoners.
Wow, is that a thing? All right. So any questions while I'm doing the design, please let me know. Any other question before we proceed?
I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, so for on fonts, right? Is there
Mm-hmm.
a way that somebody can, okay, for instance, if I see a font that I like on
Yeah.
another design, is there a way I can like note the font in particular and then
Oh,
use it?
yeah. Well, you're a musician, so let me explain it to you this way. It's like when you hear a song for the first time, before you knew music very well, you couldn't tell what the tonic sulfur was, right? But maybe after like 2 years of being a musician, or maybe less self, you'll be able to say, oh, this is tonic sulfur, solatido, solatido. You know, it would only happen by practice. So for me, I can see a font and know, oh, this is monotype cursiva, or this is quicksand, or this is helvetica, because of how frequently I've used it. So to be honest, that can only happen with experience. Although there are tools that you can use to actually find what font this is. So you can just Google font finders. There are websites that you can use to find fonts. So what font is it? If you Google what font is it, you're going to see a number of search results that will link you to different tools online where you can upload the image. It will detect what font was used, and then you can find the font yourself. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
All right, cool. You're welcome.
I have a question.
All right, shoot.
So you said we can't use red for classic people, rich people. Yeah,
Well, no,
you
not that you
mentioned something like
can't.
that.
No, not that you
Oh,
can't.
okay.
Not that you can't. Um, for example, think about a brand like, I mean, it depends on the scope of the brand, right? If your brand is an energetic brand for rich people, for example, you actually need to use red, because the energetic feel is a more prominent character that needs to be portrayed. Do you get? So it's not a rule.
Okay.
Yeah, it's based on different scenarios. So you want to know at what point should you use one character over the other. Like Virgin Atlantic. Now, Virgin Atlantic is red, and I don't think their flights are like the cheapest. Do you get? So, but then it's because Virgin is an energetic brand, and it's expensive, but they are more energetic, such that maybe a poor person can even save so much just because he wants to like be a part of that energy, fun-loving brand. Do you understand?
So another question, sorry. Thank you. So
You're
if
welcome.
you explained like color mixture and everything.
Mm-hmm.
When we are trying to mix our colors, we should actually want to achieve like secondary colors.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're doing it on like a logo, can we do like red and blue without consciousness that we're trying to get purple? Will that work? I don't know if you.
Come again. Let me get your question again. I didn't get it.
You're explaining how we could mix colors at the beginning here. So I'm like, when we're creating logos, can we mix colors to, okay, so let's say the background will be blue and the writing will be red because we're trying to get like purple, that's the secondary
Oh,
color.
okay.
Do you
So,
get what I'm trying? Yes.
oh, okay. So when I said mixing colors in that sense, I meant the actual liquid. If you mix yellow liquid and blue liquid, it will give you green.
Yeah, no, I know that. Okay. So
But
it
in
does not work
design,
for.
no, if you put blue and yellow, it's just going to look like blue and yellow. It's not going to give you any green vibes. Do you get?
No, but if you put red and blue, it might give us purple vibe.
Oh,
I don't know.
if you okay, you mean like if you
Yes,
overlay
if you
them?
actually mix, yes, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Now, because it's a logo, you want it to be as simple as possible. Many times, like there are a few brands that can pull stuff like that up on a global scale. And let me tell you some of the limitations. Limitations will then become some of the limitations with that kind of logo is it will be difficult to work with in black and white. Look at a brand like MasterCard. MasterCard is two circles joined together, right? If you're going to use that logo on in black and white, for example, imagine what it's going to look like. You have to always use shades of gray. And when you think about it in practical terms in the sense that where would you use your logo? I mean, if you use that on a phone, it doesn't cost anything. But if you're going to print, typically you will get to the printing place and they'll say the cost of your printing item depends on how many colors on your logo. And then you say, you know what, I have a black version of my logo, use it. That kind of logo cannot have a black version because it's a mixture. So for those kind of people, printing will always be expensive, right? Or they will always have to use shades of gray because they have 1, 2, 3 colors because they are mixing each other. They are blending into each other. Yeah, so that's something to be careful about. But if it was just blending and it was creating one outline, and that outline can show in black alone, then it will still work. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Yes.
All right,
Thank you.
all right. You're welcome. All right, so let me start going over this. I really love this. This is so simple, straightforward, no drama. Look at this person, whoever this person is, God bless you. Look at how all the texts are within that space. No drama, just simple, straight to the point. Right. I love it. I really love it, to be honest. I don't have any correction like, oh, this is something wrong. The only thing I can add is maybe actually it's fine, honestly. I really just like it. It's fine. I don't think I need to add anything. I honestly don't think I need to add anything. Maybe if it was me, I won't make the background plain. That's because it's me. I'm not saying you should do that. Your design can actually be okay like this and it's going to pass the test of visual communication. I mean, if you see this, you understand what is being said. Design with DR is something. Learn design for free. Oh wow. Get better visual communication. You can see a logo of someone, a picture or an illustration, sorry, of someone designing, and then you have contact details. Simple, basic, straight to the point, no drama. I love it. And this is another version. I love this as well, except the background is really pungent, not pungent, it's really affecting my eyes, kind of. So, but apart from that, the hierarchy, the contrasts is really good. I love it. Whoever this is, well done. Now, I'm sure if you.
I am
Who is that? Let me see. Who's that?
Joyce.
Joyce Busala, ha ha ha, nice, really nice. Well done. I really like it. I hope you didn't get help from anybody, like my friend.
I didn't myself. Thank you.
Okay, cool. I like that. Well done. I really like this. Well done. All right, so let me see this. This is so nice.
This was the hardest, and this is cool. This is
Cohort 2. You guys are not playing. Oh. This is so nice. Maybe the only thing I would say is because okay, so I get how so the only thing I can suggest, I actually really like this, to be honest. The only thing I'll suggest is the space down here looks way less than the space up here. So my suggestion would be move things upward a little, right? So that everything can be within this thing I usually talk about, right? upgrade your style.
Yeah.
Upgrade your style is the most visible thing. Wigs and jewelry. Now, another thing that I will add is the type of font, right? The type of fonts that I would suggest would be a more serif font, something that has like let me see, like a, let me say fanciful font, not fanciful, but like a serif font, basically something that has character, like rich vibe. Well, no rich vibes. That's not the word to use. What kind of teacher am I? Like
Like class.
Modern.
yeah, yeah. No, not modern, not modern. This is modern. This is modern because they are using like
Okay.
sans
Stylish.
serif fonts. Yeah, stylish like DM serif, like all these serif fonts, basically. Oh, there's a shadow. Okay, okay, okay. So but this is really good. I like this because it's really be really, really clear. Another thing that I would suggest is make this maybe even bigger, right? Now, what I'm doing is just some personal preference things. It was actually very fine the way it was, right? Now, so personally, I'm going to revert all the changes, but I'm just trying to explain some things so that you can have a good idea. So
No,
personally,
please.
okay, so I should just leave it.
Don't revert it. Yes.
Okay, okay. So I would typically make this much bigger because I want this to be yeah, I want this to be much bigger, right? So and maybe this a little bigger, right? So instead of contacts, I can actually just remove this and leave at shop Maiwa, because when you see that, you obviously know this is a handle for something that exists. So and it just makes it um less less content, basically. So the advice would be use as little content as possible. If you can say something in 10 words, don't say it in 15 words. Yeah. So maybe one last thing I would do is, honestly, it's fine like this, but there's maybe one last thing I can do is I seem to like this thing too much. I don't know why. Okay, no, I don't think this is suitable. This might be more suitable. Right, so I would use, sorry, I want to centralize this and centralize the text as well. Okay. Okay. Right, so everything's centralized now. I'll probably change this color to this, but maybe a browner version. Or let me pick a color from the image. You know, when you come here, you can see it's supposed to show image colors. I wonder why it's not showing. Okay, so I'm just going to change this to something very bright like white.
Isn't that what document colors is?
No, document colors is just all
Yeah,
the
because
colors I've used.
what's the word? I downloaded it from a different site into Canvas, so I don't think it will show photo colors. So I think it's document colors.
It's actually supposed to show. So let me try this. I'll do a screenshot and paste it in and see. Right? So let me come to doc. Aha, see photo colors. Did you see it? It just disappeared.
I saw it. I saw it.
Yes, I saw it. I
Why did
think
it
it was because
disappear?
you were click on the picture.
No, if I click on the
Perhaps.
picture, it won't even, I won't be able to see the color at all.
Um,
Ha ah. Yeah, you run into. Anyways, so we don't have to use that, but so maybe I'll just make this a little darker, tint it basically, right? Yeah. So yeah, we have something that works. My only challenge is with this part, but it feels like the text is not showing very clearly. But because this whole part is actually clear, so this part can go. Like I can let go of that part. I typically would not let go of it, but it's still very clear. So, but this is really nice. I love it. I really, really, really like this. Well done, guys. You guys are doing so well. Whoever this is this
Joyce is Joyce.
Busola
It's
again?
Joyce. Thank you.
Yes, Busola. Well done. Nice. All right. Who is this? This is
Hi,
really
David.
nice. Hi,
I'm
you have
just
a question?
wondering if it's possible.
Okay.
Yes, I'm just wondering if it's possible to like send in my designs later because my laptop is like down. So
Okay.
so I don't miss out on your feedback eventually when I do share.
Okay. No problem. No problem.
Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. All right. All right. So okay. So for who this person is, I
And
cannot
me
edit
too.
your design. Oh, I need to. No problem. If you don't have it now, you can send it later. The only problem is that people won't be able to learn from it. So um oh, I've gotten some more designs. Okay. So I'm opening some more designs.
We can
Um,
see them.
you can see them. Don't worry, there are no nuclear weapons in my email. But then you can't tell whose design is which. Oh my god, Bob, I hope they didn't read your message. It was funny, Sha. I didn't
I
finish
hope
reading
so too.
it. All right, so okay, so let me go over this design. Um, design with DR is obviously the most conspicuous thing, but I would typically make it much bolder and make it bigger, right? The second thing is the colors look very dull, right? They can pop more, in the sense that maybe it's because of the background. I don't know, but it can pop more, and the contrast can be more with this text. So for design with DR on this background, instead of this color of background, it would have been better with a brighter version so that this will pop even more, right? I mean, it works fine like this, to be honest. You can see it's clear. I'm just trying to optimize it. Okay. Now, the second thing is you have two circles here, right? So in a sense, there's no hierarchy because it feels like learn design for free, get better at visual communication in 1 week are in the same category. Okay, so my suggestion would be design with DR should be much bigger than this. Learn design for free should be the big one. Then get better visual communication in 1 week should be the smaller one, right? And then contact Devereaux to me down, 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 obviously as the smallest. Okay. Now let me tell you something else that is happening that you're not noticing. Because of this rectangle that you put for design with DR, and you put the exact same rectangle here, it feels like design with DR and the contacts are on the same level of hierarchy, which is not true. But this shape suggests it. Okay, so my suggestion would have been, if anything, make the strip on the lower part a shorter strip. So it's going to create a lower hierarchy for that text. Do you get that? And then another thing I want to comment on is this space. Now, if you see your text here, my suggestion would be when you have learn design for free, you could you could make design be on another line so that it's a line, right? In a circle. So it doesn't feel like learn design is on one line and then for and then free on two different lines. So if you're going to do two lines, you might as well do learn design, then for free on the second line, or learn design for free. Do you get? Then this one as well, it would be nicer if the texts had a little more space and they weren't this close to the edge. Okay. So those are the two comments that I have. But overall, this is an actually good attempt. I can see, I mean, if you're a beginner, this is a really great. If you haven't done this before, this is good. Even if you've done it before, this is still a really good attempt. It means that, like, I can obviously see the attempt to create a hierarchy. It can just be a little better. But well done. This is really good. Thank you so much. Okay, I've opened this before. Aha. Learn. Nice. All right, whoever this is, well done. I really like the idea that you had with learn and then design with DR. So the let me start with comments. But I really like this too, to be honest. My suggestion and my correction. Let me duplicate this, okay, and show you what I will have done. Now, sometimes you can get very lucky where an image describes exactly what you want to do, right? So all you need to do is actually just play with the image. You can see what's happening here. The space here is more than the space here. So learn doesn't feel centralized. So what you want to do is bring it to the middle so that everything is properly centralized. Yeah, that's first. Second, you see where this learn is? Hmm? Because the image has done a lot for us by creating learn, what we can do is play with the image that we have. Play with it in the sense that instead of now, what it looks like is we have learn and then we have design with DR as though they are two separate words, right? So you want to merge learn design with DR so that it feels like you're saying the same thing, even though they are different in a way. Now, let me show you what I mean. Another thing that I have a challenge with is design with DR. I can see design, I can see with, but I can't see DR. Okay, and that's because of the type of font you're using. So you typically, for things like this, want to change these fonts, but then the way it works with these things is when you change one font, it changes almost everything in the square. So you have to create this outside. So what I'll do is, if it were me, I would change the font altogether, bring this up, right? Now, obviously, we can't see design with DR, so we want to change the font. Now, another thing we want to do is also maintain the same type of font that we have with Learn. Even if it's not the exact same font, the same type. And now what type of font do we have there? It's a sans serif. So we come here, type sans serif. Right? And oh my, I was searching the wrong place. So I'm going to search sans serif here. Obviously, this font looks a lot like Calibri actually, but I don't think I want to use Calibri. So I think we'll just use maybe Helvetica. All right. So sans serif loading. I'm waiting for it. Now, another thing that you would notice very easily is your text is already very much outside the guideline that I suggested we keep our text around. Yeah. So let me quickly pick a font that looks very similar to what we have here. Are you following so far? Is there anything confusing? Anything too difficult, or any parts of this thing you don't understand?
I'm following.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, cool. Hey, why is this thing so slow? All right. So I'm going to make everything all caps. Yeah, all caps. I'll reduce the font size and then bring this to my grid. Sorry, to my margin. Right, the same margin I always say your text shouldn't come out of. So whoever this is, remember what you want to do. Bring this in. Yeah. Another thing for the hierarchy is learn design for free should have a higher hierarchy than get better visual design. So we'll reduce the size of this, right? And make this a little bigger. Or we can just leave this like this and maybe make it bold. Yeah. Then bring this up. I really like the way you did this. I really love this, by the way, this grouping. So let me group it. Send to back. Okay, 1, 2, this group. All right, so I'll drag this up. It can be on the line or on top, but I think on the line is fine. Okay, let me just keep it up a little. Yeah, so this is where we are. Okay, so I'm sure you can see the hierarchy now. Now, design with DR. So what I want to do is I want to make DR bold and then design with not bold, just to create another form of contrast. Sorry. Okay, I'll change the font to black because this font is black. I'll have to increase the line spacing. Now, all right, so because of the background, you can see that it's not clear at all. Somebody's mic is on and it's disturbing. Please help me. Okay, help me mute your mic. Thanks. Right, so what we can do with this is we can just create a rectangle behind it, or we can retain the same rectangle actually, but make it a what's the word? We'll create an opacity under it. Okay, so let me take this up a little so that we can have space under. All right, so I'm taking this down, bringing it up. Right, so now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it look like learn design with DR is kind of like a thing, like together. Okay, change this to white because it's obviously already dark. Right, so now it kind of feels like learn design with DR is kind of together. Okay, and maybe you might want to change. Oh, another thing is, you see, we have learn design with DR, then we have learn design for free, right? So instead of, because learn design is repeated, we can just keep for free. Okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe change the font of this to something nice and remove the effects so that it's not very confusing. I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't usually like too many effects on my text. You don't have to do that, but it's just my personal. Okay, so we use the I11 regular here. So let me just use I11 regular here as well. I11. Oh, nice. Okay, so good, yeah. I'm reducing the size. Okay, so you can see what I did with the thickness. Design width is regular, then DR is bold. So what I want to do, maybe change the color of this to actually black to create a clearly dark overlay. For free. Nice. Get better visual design in 1 week. So actually, this feels very fine. I really like this. This is so much better than it was. Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
whoever this is, well done. I really like what you did. Good work. We can only get better. So well done, well done, well done, well done. Thank you, guys. Let's move on to the next one. We are already running out of time. Okay, so I can edit this design.
You also
Now,
said you were going to show okay. So you're going to show how you save your logos.
aha. Okay. So is this someone's design? I'm so sorry, I'm laughing at my face. Who is this? Well done. You see what I said? If you want to learn how to design, just start by copying, right? Just a few things. that I would suggest for this person. You see, you're already out of that rectangle thing, right? But because of the space that we have, right? So you can come out a little, but make sure that your text has space to breathe, right? So it's not too close to the edge. Okay. Very like this. Whoever this is, well done, well done, well done. So
I
align
couldn't find a
everything.
rectangle. I was trying to look for it.
You couldn't find what?
The rectangle stuff, I couldn't find it again. I was moving my cursor all over the
Oh, is
stuff.
this your
I couldn't
work?
find it. Yeah, that's my work.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Well done. Well done. Then the only other thing I would suggest would be to reduce the size of this so that it's not monstrously bigger than the text. Okay, but I think now it's too small. Okay, no, it's not too small. It's just good. And like I said, make sure that they are around the same size. So you can just put this over it to see, okay, it's the same size. Bring this down, align it, ensure that all your items are aligned sharp, and we are good to go. This is so sweet. I love this. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Like I said, if you want to get better at design, start by copying. They will not even know who you copied, but the work will be mad. Right? This is really good. Well done, well done. Thank you so much. Next, okay, so for this, the same thing. Just bring the text up a little so that there is so that it's not too close to the edge, right? Same thing here. Bring this in a little. Oh, now it's 3 lines, but we want it to be 2 lines. Yeah, because you don't want too much text. So we'll reduce the size of everything. Okay. Yeah. Ah, this is a struggle. Wait. Okay, so yeah, there's a way. Aha. All right. So another thing with this, you can actually even make it. You can make it. You can make it. What do they call that thing? You can make the rectangle shorter because of the amount of text is not too much. So, and I like this image placement. Really cool. Really cool. Really cool. Not because it's my face. I wish it was when I cut my new hair. Team will have been to bang. Anyways, so this is really cool. I like this. So the only other thing is so another thing for this logo, yeah, it would be nicer if it was a little downwards inside and not too close to the edge. Yeah. And then you can reduce this and drag it down a little. Reduce this and drag it down a little. Right? So that this doesn't compete too much with the information that is on the banner. Right? Now, the last thing I'll suggest is the number of fonts and the different types of fonts. So this is obviously a very fancy font, and then these two are serious fonts. So you want to use colors and fonts that are in synchronization with each other, right? So we have red, yellow. The picture of my face is like green and blue and stuff. So my suggestion would be make the background maybe a little brighter, right? Um, we have yellow, red. So I'd like us to stick to 3 colors. So we'll take out the yellow. Yeah. Oh no, let's take out the red. The red looks like danger. So you can actually do this where you align the text. Okay. Except, okay. Okay. So we're center aligning everything. Yeah. Let me bring this to the center. Okay. And bring this to the center to be aligned with this. Okay. Now we have too much space. So let me reduce and increase this a little. Okay. Reduce the line spacing so that it's not too much. Line height, sorry. Okay, so I'll change the font color of this to, okay, we have document colors here. Yeah. So you can see learn design for free. So let's just make this bigger, because this is literally the catchy word here that we want people to see first, and then the extra information here. Now, last thing is I would like to change this font to something a little bit more serious. So this font seems so playful, meanwhile every other thing is so serious. Okay. And maybe I just really don't like this font at all. So I would maybe suggest another really, no, let's not use that one. Let's use something else. Right? Reduce the font size, make this bold, and make this regular. So another thing you can even do is maybe keep design with, exactly. So this looks more compact this way. Yeah. Aha. So I'll just bring this in a little so that nothing's on the edge. Reduce the size to ensure that everything is sharp. Nice. So this is just, so you can see how just we don't have too many colors, too many types of fonts, but we can see that design with our learn design for free in 1 week, get better visuals, get. So we can see all the information, chop very quickly. Well done. This is really good. I love it.
Hi, David. Please,
Hi.
can I ask some
Yes, you
questions?
can.
Okay, so I have an issue with this brand identity thing as regards, font and logo, right?
Okay.
So, and even colors as well. So I feel
Okay.
like when it comes to like brand identity, there is the thing of having your own brand fonts, right?
Yeah.
Having your own
Yeah.
logos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now when working for a client, right?
Yeah.
This means you have to work with their fonts, right?
Yes. Yeah.
There is no place of you
Innovating. No.
there's no place, yes, no, okay.
Yes.
And also with their colors as well.
Yes.
It's okay to
So
use tints of those major
yes, you can
colors,
use
right?
tints. Yes, you can use tints of those colors, but don't go away from the colors. And even the tints, use them sparingly. Typically, a proper brand will give you a brand guide. They will tell you how not to use their brand. They'll tell you how to use their brand. So you have to be creative around other elements outside fonts and color. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, so the last question I have, so on Canva, yeah, there is this clickable link feature, right? But it has worked for me when I use it on this website scrolling thingy, when I created like a form of sales page there. But I tried to do it on this flyer, right? I made your website clickable, but it wasn't clickable. So is it that this feature only applies to the website thing?
Yes,
The
because
website template?
yes. Or if you are using it for a PDF, it will work in a PDF, but it can't work on an image.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get.
yeah. It can work on a PDF because a PDF has the text, and there's this I'm forgetting the technology behind it. Anyways, I can't remember, but there's technology behind it that makes it readable on PDF and clickable on web templates, but not images. Because images, once it downloads, it renders it, it rasterizes the images, so it's not clickable at all. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Now, for this
Thank you.
person, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay,
They
another
are
question.
also doing carousel designs today.
Oh my, that's what we're supposed to do before this. So what I'll do is I'll do a video on that and post it on Instagram and YouTube. I'll share the link with you guys. I hope that's fine. I'm so sorry. Because of time, we won't be able to do that.
Okay, thank you.
And please, you
All right.
haven't shown how you save your logo design.
All right. So let's assume, let me come here. Let me come here to RF. Yeah. When I come to download, right? You see this thing where it says PNG suggested.
Yes.
That's what you should use. Now you can increase the resolution to make it sharper. But I think on On the free
Okay.
version, there's a limit to how much you can increase it. So try to increase it to the maximum possible for the free version and then download. It should be with the highest resolution possible. So download as a PNG instead of a JPEG. JPG. Do you get that?
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
Do you have to
Okay.
remove
Thank you.
You're
background
welcome.
when saving?
All right. You're welcome. So, whoever this is, well done. Two things. One, we have two different images that don't seem to have a good transition. I don't think I taught you well enough about how to work with images. But if you want to work with images, if you're not using one particular image, you might want to use two different images and have a form of relationship between them that is not necessarily just placing one image on the other or having them side by side. Okay. Another thing is the grid. You're already way outside the grid. Okay. So, but I can see the hierarchy. Upgrade your style is the biggest, wigs and jewelry, and then this is next. Really good. Another thing is whoever this is, you centralize this, and then you align this to the left. So you want to keep your alignment uniform. If you're centralizing, centralize everything. If you're aligning to the left, align everything to the left. Okay. So let me make my suggested edits. Let me duplicate this page. My suggested edits, I would suggest you use one image instead of two. Yeah. Even though I'm sure what you're trying to do is depict wigs here and jewelry here. Okay, if that's what you want to do, there's a different way. There might be a better way to do that. Okay, and I'll show you how I think you can do that. Okay, so let me try. Bring out the pictures. Okay, first of all, let me zoom in and be able to. I really like this as well. Very, very nice. Maybe just make this a little smaller. Okay, this is really cool. I love this. So group this and centralize it into the middle. Okay, and then so upgrade your style. Now, the font choice for upgrade your style. I might not be very particular about this font choice, but I mean, always depends on the brand as well. But for this, I would suggest a serif font because it's jewelry and wigs, and they are more feminine generally. Or you can actually use a script font as well, but very picky about script fonts. So let's see if there's a script font that we can use.
David, I have a question
Okay.
concerning saving the logo. Do
Okay.
we have to save it by removing the background?
Yes, the reason why is if you want to save it without removing the background, it will be difficult to use in different formats. So you see how I brought that image and I put it. If you don't save
In
it without the
pictures.
background, if you want to use it on a design, it's going to have a background and you don't want it to have a background.
Okay.
But that's only for pro. Like it only works for pro, right?
Yeah, it only works for pro. Yeah. They want to make money now. They've tried. So let me
You can
see.
try remove backgrounds like online.
Yeah, remove the BG. Exactly. Remove the BG works. So I'm trying another font. Upgrade your
Thank you.
style. You're welcome. So what we can do is you can keep upgrade your style on a different font. Okay. Maybe we can actually use the same font, funny enough, instead of being too picky. Okay. Now what we can do with this image is we can have something like this. We can create a frame. Okay, so I want to make rectangles, two rectangles, but I want them to be the exact same size. Okay. So what you can do, instead of wigs and jewelries, you can actually just use your image, because I really think what you were doing was really nice. Instead of doing wigs and jewelries by writing, you can actually separate them. So you have this jewelry here. So wig is up, then jewelry is down, right? So here we can just have, okay, no, this is jewelry here. Duplicate wigs. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I actually want to use a frame. But let's assume that we're using a rectangle actually, right? Keep this rectangle here in within the frame. Also this. What's happening? It was showing just now. Okay. Stop running again. Okay. Right? Now I want to make sure that this is in between. I'm trying to make the distance between here and here the same. Okay, so that I'll centralize this whole bit before I get to this address. Okay, so they're quite very similar now, so I can do this. Group it, okay, and keep this up here. All right, so here I'm going to have wigs here, and then jewelry here. But I'm going to centralize it, so I'll make sure that this is right in the middle of this box, in the middle area of this rectangle, and this is also in the middle area of this rectangle. Okay, what I want to do is I want to align this to the left so that it's very close to the edge of this, and then I'll do the same for this as well. Align it to the right. Okay, now what I want to also do would be to let me not use this one again. Let me try something else. Okay, so let me use this. Right, imagine I use this under. Now I'm going to select my color from here. So we have document colors. I'll take this under, change the color of this to white. Okay, duplicate. Okay, I'll duplicate this bit, flip horizontally. Can you see how my eyes are constantly aligning? Sorry. So I'm changing font to white so that it can be obvious under, right? And then the last thing I'm just going to do is give it a nice background that is not going to be distracting. Okay. Are you following so far? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Trying to find a background that will work for this and is not going to be too distracting. This will have worked, but I need it to contrast a little more. So, oh, okay. Let me change the color of this to something, a brighter version, basically. Right, yeah. So this can actually work. Yeah. Imagine that we made it all caps. So this is 49.7. We change this to 49.7 as well. Let's just do 48, 48. So you want to make sure that if you're changing anything for one, you're changing for the same so that they look uniform. Okay. So yeah, pretty much. So this is a much better version. We can still see the pictures and we have all the information that we need. Upgrade your style, wigs, jewelries, and we have the contact detail very easily. Well done, whoever this is. Thank you so much. I love it. Okay, now to make a comment on this design. Well done, whoever this is. I love your choice of image. It's really good. I love it. The only thing is, well, this image actually give you a lot of space to write, which I really think you could have done better with. Like here, this was a good space to put your learn design for free and then get better communication in 1 week and then have the contact here, right? Because of the amount of space that the margin, remember the margin. So this is way out of the margin, way out of the margin, and this whole line is even down below, way out of the margin, right? So my suggestion would be to bring this up. And also the fonts, you can see we have 3 different types of fonts. So you want to have more very legible fonts, right? Teach your delivery to me. Contact. Many times your contact should be very legible fonts. Learn design for free should be more legible. Get better design should also be more legible because of the type of design that we're doing. Yeah. So learn design for free could have had this type of fonts just off top, but then we want it to be bold. So you typically want to use a bolder font that is not too dramatic, but still passes the message across. Okay. So I think that will be it for this design. Oh my, this class is running into 2 hours already, but I want to make sure I'm done with everyone's work before I finish. Okay, so I can close this and close this. Wow, who is this? Okay, I really like this. Whoever this is, well done. Shabakro to me. Nice. I like this. Now, my only suggestion would be you can see the alignment with the text. Really good. I love it. Well done. Professional photography is the most conspicuous thing, and it's and rightly so. Yeah. So I actually like this, to be honest. The only other thing is Shabakrotimis and photography are the exact same size and type of font. So they seem to be competing for hierarchy. So you want to make Shabakrotimis maybe smaller or and a different type of font entirely. And I like the use of fonts, just 2 different fonts, very good. So you can just bring down Shabakrotimis to here, to somewhere here, right? So you can see Shabakrotimis professional photography, and then all of this properly aligned, centralized. I love it. Now, see, another thing that I want you to always do is your contact details should be the same size. So if this is 19, this should be 19 too. Okay. Let's just make them all 21. Okay. And then the only other thing that I'll suggest is for the size of the icon, maybe just a little smaller. Also just a little smaller. So look through them to be sure they're around the same size. Then bring this up. Have this here to your left. And we have a good composition. Oh my, sorry. So I don't need to reduce. I just want to bring this down. Aha. So group this and centralize these elements in the middle, rightly so. And then, so good to go. Well done, well done, well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, yeah, and I can see the collage here. Very nice. Well done. I like the contrast, white on black and yellow. Really, really good. Well done, well done, well done. All right, hair and jewelry. Upgrade your style. Wigs and jewelry. Oh, I said that already. Okay, well then I really like this, to be very honest. I really like this. My only comment will be Shop My Hour is a little too big because it's the contact detail. I mean, it makes sense for it to be big because you can then see it. Somehow I actually like it even with the bigness. So let me group it. It doesn't seem to be reducing. This is like magic. Why isn't it reducing? Okay, so let me try and ungroup. Try and reduce the size. Okay, to 36. No, maybe 56. Okay, 56 is decent enough. And then I'll reduce the size of that. I hope everybody is not sleeping yet. Myself sleep they catch me, but I just want us to be done with this.
We're here.
Oh, I
Okay.
hear.
Okay, cool. So we'll group this, centralize this. I really like the arrangement, to be honest. So I'll just bring this up a little because I want this to be up so that the design can have a little more space. All right. Well, maybe I'll have done something like this. All right. Wigs and jewelry. Okay. So I like the image that he used. Really nice. Really nice. I like the logo placement. Very nice. It would just be nice if the logo was a little smaller so it's not distracting the text that we have. Okay. Um, the image used is really good, to be very honest. I love the image used. The only other thing I'll suggest is, yeah, you can make the image pop actually, and then have something like this where upgrade is separate and your style is separate, so that you can have the text, so that you can have Oh, okay. I see now. I see now. I see now. This text, this logo is not going to show here. So what we need to do is bring it to the left. You can align this to the left because of the placement of the image. Okay. And then we align every other thing to the left as well. Wigs. We can just do something like this. Wigs and jewelry. Yeah. Okay. Let me bring this up a little because we have a lot of space here. Okay. So wigs and jewelry. Upgrade your style. I would have preferred a more stylish font for this. I really like the fonts for this, so I'm not going to change anything. Maybe make this a little darker to increase the contrast. Maybe not that dark actually. Okay, so I'll come here. Another thing that I might want to do, because of this Instagram icon, is to change the color to white so that it's very clear. Okay. All right. I really liked the color that I had before, but I mean, we can maintain that color actually, and then change the background. I'm trying to undo my changes, but it's not showing. Okay, so no need to undo that. So we have one font, two fonts, three fonts, right? So I'll just change this to Open Sans. So we have just two types of fonts. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to make this bold. Well, not bold, but I want to make it more conspicuous. Okay. So I'm going to change. I want it to be a more fancy font, maybe handwriting font actually. Right. So let me check a handwriting font that works because of the vibe of the brand. maybe we can use that only for upgrade actually. Daydream. If daydream doesn't work, holiday is going to work. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So we can do this. Make this bigger. Okay. Reduce the line height. Okay. Maybe raise this up a little so that we can have this in the middle. So what I want to do now is I want to make this a little darker so that this text will show more very clearly, right? Now, but this image is now blending too much into the background, which is defeating the purpose. But to be honest, it's actually still very obvious like this. So I can just change the color of this to a nice nice darker font so that it's clear on the background, and make this just a little bit smaller. So just some minor changes, but this is actually very good. Whoever this is, I love your work. Well done. So group. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we are good to go. I really like this. Whoever this is, well done, well done, and well done. Okay. Well, maybe to just make everything left aligned, you might as well put that on the left, right? But it can be in the middle as well, just because it's in a different rectangle. Okay. So well done, well done, well done. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Next design. Okay, learn design for free, get better visual communication. I like this image, really, really catchy and very clear. Remember what I said about the outline. And when I put contacts, I didn't necessarily mean that you had to add contacts, right? So the contacts was just to let you know that that's contact information. Like I showed you main heading and subheading, okay? Of course, you weren't going to write main heading and subheading. So let me centralize this, okay? Make this a little smaller because we want to make this the biggest. Oh, I see. This person made different shapes. This must have been hard work. Whoever this is, well done. Okay, so we'll just bring it down. Bring it up, sorry. But instead of doing this, you can actually find an outline shape to use. Under shapes. Are you guys following so far? Yeah, so instead of using that, you can actually use this outline. Okay, Debbie, thank you. I can see you raising your hand. Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Good
Okay,
evening,
please
everyone.
shoot.
I think this
Good
is the
evening.
very first time I've ever spoken
Yes,
during
I've
these
never heard your
classes.
voice.
So my question is on text, like text colors. That's what
Okay.
gives me most issues. So, for that shop Maiwa flyer that we
Mm-hmm.
just edited,
Mm-hmm.
I still kind of felt because like using light on light colors, to me maybe it's my eyes. It still
Mm-hmm.
looked so there are some people that have like issues with their
Yeah.
eyes, so they might not be able to see that white, almost not
Yeah.
able to read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. And using, I was as I was looking at it, I was thinking maybe you would use like another shade of brown, like you use for that strip at the bottom.
Yeah. So
But
the reason
that
why I
would
didn't do that was because of this part, right? So, well, actually, this could have worked, and it will be better. Can you see? Can you see the
okay.
screen?
Then for this one, yes,
Mm-hmm.
it looks okay.
Yeah. For this one.
Yes. So I can these things at the corners, they kind of look brownish. But I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe it's just I've not read about it, but to me, like seeing black text on any design, it just kind of looks somehow. So most times I use, even if it's like on Word, like an actual document, not a design itself, I use the darkest gray color I can find instead of
Yeah,
black
instead of black.
light.
Yeah. A lot of people do that actually. I think black has a very, very, very strong color that repels people to a point. So yeah, I know people that avoid it.
Yeah.
Well, as a designer, I don't avoid it actually. I use it very often. But I get what you're saying. A lot of people do that, and that's actually fine
The
as
last question.
well. Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Then for us who are kind of beginners who do not have like a very strong background in graphic design, I want to learn a lot about typography, but um don't have like there's a lot of content out there, so it can be overwhelming to go and try and check on YouTube or read it. So what best guide would you, or what best route do you think that we can use to learn about
Hmm. You know what? I'll share some content on the group for typography. So for further reading, so that will help you streamline the amount of research you might have to do.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No, you're welcome. All right, so let me proceed. So you can do this, but then it's actually going to be too thick, and they don't seem to have one that's lighter than this. So I actually get why you might have done it the way you did it. So we can actually go back to that because this is really thick. Okay, I think there's a lighter one. Oh yes, there is. So there is a lighter one, thankfully. Okay. Yeah. So we centralize this. Okay. Okay, send backwards. Send backwards so we can have this in front. Centralize. Can you see I'm centralizing everything? So we'll group this, reduce the size, break it down a little. Maybe make this bold just to increase the contrast between this and this. Okay. So I'm going to increase that. Now, learn design for free should be the biggest. Okay. So, and maybe different actually, because you see these are similar sans fonts. So you want to make learn design for free something different. You want to create a contrast apart from the fact that it's going to be bigger in size and thicker in width. So let's use a strong serif font. Okay. So yeah, so this is a nice layout, right? Very, very nice layout. The only other thing that maybe I can suggest you can play around it is the colors that you use and stuff like that. But so far, this is actually very basic, straight to the point, no drama, very, very clear communication. Okay. You can, I'm sure there's some opacity here, so you can actually reduce it even a little more to like 30, just so the text around it is very, very clear. Okay, and make them on the same width. You see, alignment. So yeah, we're good to go. Whoever this is, well done. I love this. Kudos. Okay, we're done with this. Upgrade your style. Oh, this is so nice. I really like this. I really like this. I feel like upgrade your style should maybe be on 2 lines and much bigger. I love this arrangement. So beautiful. So beautiful. And your font choice is actually okay. I like that too. And yeah, so your contact, when you have Instagram account, no need to put IG. You can just remove it and put Ashop Maiwa. Okay, so upgrade your style will have been nice on two lines with being a little bit much bigger. Okay, and I think that's it. Are we still awake? Do we have any more questions?
We're still awake.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, waiting.
Ekpele. Any question?
Yes, David, I have a question.
Okay, shoot.
Um, Thank you very much. That's why
You're
it's been a
welcome.
very long but informative
Yeah, very
2 hours.
long.
Um, what do you say about wordy designs? Like I see some designs. I don't know if they're used if they're designed using Canva that are super wordy.
Yeah.
Because take for instance, Twitter is a text-based platform while Instagram is a picture-based platform.
Mm-hmm.
So what if you don't want to use the text you uploaded on Twitter as a caption on Instagram and you want everything to be as part of your post? Will it be too wordy, or if there's a way you can do it, or just stick to pictures, simple graphics, and then make the text the caption just to be on the very safe side? I don't even understand what I'm talking about.
No, try again.
Can you hear me, David?
Yeah, I
Oh
can hear you. I
wow,
say I don't really understand.
that's my
Try again.
network.
Help me. Ask again.
Oh, sorry, I think that was my network. Like I was
Okay.
asking about wordy graphics, say
Yeah.
graphic designs that are probably like a biography that you're
Okay.
writing about this. Maybe not as long as a biography, but something super wordy. Would you advise that we do that, or your advice is that just stick
I stopped
to
hearing you.
very
Or
simple
your advice
designs
just
and then
stick to.
I'm saying
Okay.
for her. Uh, did you hear me?
Yeah, continue. Stop that. Or do you advise that we stick to very simple?
Okay, or do you advise to stick to very simple designs and make whatever extra long text you want to use as the caption instead of as part of the graphics itself?
Oh, on like social media. Ah. Okay.
Yes.
No. Yeah. Keep all your text in the comment section. Keep all your text in the caption section. Because, for example, when you see carousels don't necessarily have a lot of information, and they, even if they do, they will have 2 categories. They would have the main header, then like 4 or 5 lines talking about what it is. Do you get? But when you
Okay.
are
Yeah.
crossing that threshold of 4, 5, 6 lines, 4, 5 lines,
Mm,
you want to have it in the text and just have a very interesting picture that
mm.
captures people's attention enough to want to read the caption.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
you're welcome. Any other question? Okay, so I think we are done. Oh my, I just realized 2 people just sent me their work. Do you guys have enough energy to go through those 2 works? Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
are you?
Can we
I
go
think we
through?
do.
Can we go? We do. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, coming. Somebody here has done a corrected version of one of the designs I sent in. Oh, I just saw someone's design that I have not yet seen. Okay. So I'm just going to go through them really quickly. Number 1, forbidden. Okay. So let me share my screen really quickly. After this, we'll call it a night. We need to sleep. Today is Friday. We are supposed to be partying itself or praying for night vigil, depending on your preference. Aha, okay, yeah, cool. So this is the editable version from the person who designed this. Thank you very much. So see, this would have been a nice place to have design with DR, right? Or maybe even this, right? And then align this to the left. Okay. And maybe not use a long font because we want it to spread. So use something like
Really, sorry,
Yeah,
we're
I can't
seeing
see
your
what you're
web
saying
page.
also.
Yeah,
It's a web page I
I've
shared.
seen your webpage.
you can see the design that I'm designing right now.
Yes.
No.
Oh, we can.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, but not the design.
Oh, interesting. What can you see on the screen?
A browser, but
New
the
browser
now.
page.
Interesting. Oh, so sorry about that. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can
Yes,
see
we
Yes.
that.
can.
Yes, yes.
So this is what it was before. Yeah. Now, what I want to do is bring this down, use this white space because the contrast is going to be very delicious there. Maybe we want to use a longer font instead of this really slim and tall one. So we'll use um okay. So we'll use Gabriel Sans. Okay. And we'll align everything to the left. Okay. Maybe we'll make this bold. Okay, reduce the line height. Yeah. So we have design with DR as the most conspicuous thing. All right. Now, next thing we're going to do is bring all these things out of bondage into the margin. Okay. Keep them aligned to the right. Then reduce it. Now, my suggestion for this font will be to use something a little bit simpler that might be easier to read. Okay. So possibly the exact same type of font we were using, but maybe a condensed bold version like this. Or, okay, so you can see this, learn design for free. Then get better at this visual communication in 1 week. Now, this font is not very clear. And like I said, you want your design to be clear enough for people to understand what you're saying. So we need to change this to a more visible font. Let's use, you can use IBM Plex Sans. Okay, reduce the size, align to the right, remove the full stop so that it's not distracting. Align to the right. Okay, let me remove this full stop because it's distracting. Okay, take this up a little and then bring this into our safe space. These fonts have emotions. Please keep them in a safe space too. So bring this up, right? And you can use the exact same font we used for that, maybe just a thinner version. Okay, but not that thin. Condensed. And then change the color to maybe something brown. Increase it just a bit. so that it's not competing with. And then instead of having contact, just leave teach because it's obviously a link. Okay. So yeah, see, this is so much better. Really simple, clean, straightforward, and modern because of course it's a design course, so you want it to have a modern feel. Yeah. So well done, well done, well done. Kudos to you. Okay. Learn design for, oh my god, who is this?
Nice.
This is so good. I don't even know if I can design this. This is so good. Whoever this is, well done, well done. I love it so much. This is so good. This is actually really good. I love it. Well, I really love it actually. My suggestion would be to just actually bring this up, right? So that you have all your information up, because what would happen is this long stretch of image would typically make people feel like that's the end of the information. And then also at the edge, at the lower part of this place is very tricky place to put information. So it's actually very nice to just keep this here. It almost looks like a website itself where you have um like a button that's like a
Yeah,
like a CTA
exactly.
call to action. Do you get? So this is so nice. This is so nice. I love it. I love it. Whoever this is, well done. I caught cap for you. All right, okay. Yeah, maybe just one small thing with the alignment here. This is much bigger. So yeah, but apart from that, this is so good. Yeah, this is so good. Whoever this is, well done. I celebrate you. I love it so much. Very minimalist and straight to the point. Wow. You guys are blazing. Oh. This is so good. Really, really good. Really good. I love it. My only question is what's the white space for? Well, it actually works, but I thought maybe it would be nicer without the white space to have something this comprehensive. Let's say comprehensive. Yeah. Something this full. But it still works with the white space actually. If there's a concept behind it, it's still fine. Except maybe you're trying to do something like this as well. Do you get? So this would work as well. Okay. Upgrade your style. Should be much bigger than this, I believe. Upgrade your style. So just make this a little bigger. Deborah, yeah, you can speak.
Oh yeah, I wanted to suggest like the white space before you made it like equidistant. If the top is smaller, like the margin of the white space at the top is
Mm-hmm.
smaller than the one at the bottom, it would look like all those photos
Yeah,
like the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
printers,
yeah,
all
yeah,
those
yeah, yeah, yeah,
printers.
yeah. Photo, what they call those things, like instant photos. Yeah, like this where you can write stuff in.
Yes.
Polaroid.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it can even be something like this where the upgrade your style is written on the thing. So except we're actually now going to have to use a handwriting font. But this is actually very good just the way it is. We're just playing around with other possibilities. Whoever this is, I love it.
Or can upgrade be on top and then your style be at the bottom?
Yeah, it can, but then it won't have that Polaroid. What's is that Polaroid? Just Polaroid picture paper effect. Because typically what will happen is when you print the thing out down on the lower part is where you can have your text. I mean, in a typical design sense, you can actually have upgrade up and your style down with the image inside, right? But if we're trying to achieve the um that paper picture thing, I forgot the name. Can someone help me?
Yeah, the Polaroid effect.
Yeah, we'll need to use, okay, so we can use holiday, right? It will just need to be a little longer, maybe just a little. centralized, bigger, and maybe on one line actually. Okay, now it's on one line. It's so small, but it's still conspicuous actually. It's so small, but you can see it. So, well, yeah, yeah. So this can actually work. To be honest, it can work like this. I think my penchant for just always wanting the most important things to be the biggest is just moving me. To be honest, it was fine the way it was. To be very honest with you, it was fine the way it was. My body's just scratching me to make it bigger, and I'm the designer, so yeah, I can just do whatever I please. Yeah, so this can also work as well. But that one was really nice as well. The one that was one line. Yeah. So yeah, this is really cool. I love it. Whoever this is, well done, well done, well done. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Are you claiming your work? Mention your name. Let me hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ekere. Okay, no, I can't see my Zoom.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay, okay, nice, nice, nice. Well done. Please, who did that boxed water is water? Boxed water is better one.
I'm still the one. I'm the owner.
Ha. On fire. Yeah, so this is really nice actually. I love it. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Is this you again?
Yeah.
Hey, now this is really nice. I love it actually. Very chic and classy. I don't think I have anything to say to this, to be honest. It's actually just good. Very good. Well done. Well done. If anything, it's just showing other possibilities, but it works just fine. And I mean, look at it. It's actually just here. See, this is a template, right? Honestly, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can use a template, edit it, change it. It's going to be your own. And if you want to change anything, maybe you can change the material of this thing. They use marble here. You don't want to use the marble that is on Canva. Just go online. Maybe you want a gold marble. Gold marble. Just pick one. Copy the image, paste it in your design. If you want I feel like some people don't want to use templates because they don't want their designs to look too Canva-ish. Go outside Canva, get a picture of something that you like and paste it there. Nobody's going to know that it's Canva. Right? So I mean, if you wanted to do that, in this case, we'll have just done it. Oh, so this is a rectangle.
Yeah, that's a green.
Oh, okay. But you get the vibe now. So yeah, feel free to play around. Really good actually. Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay, so I've made corrections on this. Yeah, so I think we are done. We've actually come to the final end. Love the characters. I'm trying to look at the classmates. All right. Thank you guys so much. Oluwabamishi Orafidia. Please raise your hand. You can speak.
Okay, so I wanted to ask about logo placement. Is there a particular place on the design that the logo should be, like top left, top right, or anywhere?
Well, it depends on what the design is going to be. If you're aligning all your elements in the middle, you might as well put your logo in the top middle. If you're aligning your text to the left, you might as well put your logo on the top left. If you're aligning to the right, you can put your logo on the top right.
Okay.
So it will depend on the layout of your design. You're welcome. Sometimes it's even down instead of up, actually. So, any other question before we close? It's 2 hours, 30 minutes. Oh my God. You guys deserve accolades for staying up this late for design class. If you don't make it in this design industry. Any other question before we close? Okay, I think we can close
another
now.
question.
Okay, all right, shoot.
Last one. Okay, so when you want to start designing, like what do you
Yeah.
do? Sometimes I just look at the blank canvas and I don't know where to start from, whether it's the text or the picture to use. And do all designs need a picture?
Okay. Not all designs in a picture. If you want to know what to start with, there's no hard and fast rule about what to start with. For me, how I start designing is I go online, I Google, I find 4 or 5 images that are having vibes that I like, I mix them up together, I have a good idea of what I want to do. I can pick one element from here, pick another element from here. I just start with, most times actually, to be honest, when I start designing, I start with text, right? Because I want to place my text first. Some other times, I actually start with all my elements. It depends on it depends. It actually depends. The more you design, the more you actually just know, maybe I should start with the picture, or I should start with the image, or I should start, oh, wow, okay, picture and image are the same, or I should start with the text. So there's no what to start with, depending on how you are. Some people, because of how their minds are wired, they will usually want to do all the text first. I kind of fall into that category many times. I try to do all my text first, then I try to do all my backgrounds next, then I start adding elements. Sometimes I do the backgrounds first, then text, then elements. Sometimes I do the background elements, then text. So it depends.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other question? Please don't be shy. Even if it's something I've said before and you don't understand. All right, no question. Thank you guys so much. Cohort 2 is a wrap. You're welcome,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome,
Wait
you're
for the
welcome.
Thank
carousel.
you.
Yeah, I'll put the video for the carousel on YouTube and
Thank
IGTV
you,
as well.
dear.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Alright,
You
thank
Thank
you.
you very
please
much.
keep sharing your designs, you guys. Let Canva know that something is happening in Nigeria. All right. So thank you guys so much. I
Thank
appreciate you all.
Thank
you.
you so much.
You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. All right, good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Night.
Good
Greetings to your
night, you
wife. Good
too.
night.
Good night.
I will send it.
Court 2.
Good night.
Go to
Bye.
Odabo. Bye, guys.
Please, class captain, I'll train party.
Let's go take.
Oh my god. All right, you guys. I'll keep the group until tomorrow so you guys can just mingle. But I think we've come to an end already. All right, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.